Hey there, my name is Mario, and here's 3 things that I wish I knew before I turned 25. The first thing that I wish I knew before I turned 25 was to make mistakes. If you are as hard-headed as I am, when you watch these videos on YouTube, you don't listen, or when somebody's trying to give you advice, you don't listen until you actually go through the process and learn it yourself or experience it yourself. But I want to say, hear me out, because you want to make a lot of mistakes, especially at a young age. Right now, if you do not have any kids and you are living with your parent, this is the perfect opportunity. Even if you have a part-time job or a full-time job and you're helping your parents pay the bill because times are hard, it is now the correct time for you to start making mistakes. And I am not talking about going on the streets and being a YN. That is stupidity. That's not a mistake. That's not you making mistakes and effort for you to grow. I'm not talking about you doing some stupid stuff, going to jail. I am talking about you making mistakes and taking opportunities to grow. For example, it doesn't have to be you going out and starting a business, but it could be. You have the opportunity to risk more money, more capital, because you don't have a kid, you don't have a family depending on you. If you do have a kid, that's different. There are different strategies out there for you. I am only speaking from personal experience. You want to make a lot of mistakes. You want to learn. And you might think 25 is like you're old. But I want to tell you and reassure you that society has gotten us fooled, including me, thinking that 25 is like way too old or you're like a, OG at this point. That's wrong. You could live another 25 years and you'll still only be 50. And you could live another 25. You know what I'm saying? And you'd only be 75. Women tend to live a little longer, but the average male lives around 75. So like you could live double of what you've already lived. Now, because of social media, we're exposed to other people's success. We feel like we are succeeding later or we need to have made it now. Success takes time, man. Like statistically, most people with wealth and who have made good amount of money make it later in their careers, in their 40s. If you're 25 right now, you have so much time to learn, to grow, to make mistakes, and to be successful. Somebody who's become rich early because of cryptocurrency or because of stock trading or because they started a business, because etc., etc. Good, that's great. You should be happy for those people. That doesn't mean that's your plan. That doesn't mean that's your path. Success doesn't mean a lot of money either. That's another thing that you have to learn. You failing could be a form of succeeding. Getting rid of a bad relationship is a form of success. You failing at that relationship is preparing you for the next relationship. I hope that makes sense. But don't just go out there and making mistakes without learning from them. You have to implement a process of making mistakes. You have to make mistakes, learn from them, and implement them to grow. If you're just repeating mistakes after mistakes after mistakes and never learning from them, you're being wasteful of your time. Other thing that you have to learn, and it's in the same realm of mistake, is taking accountability. Like if you are wrong about something, you have to look in the mirror and say, okay, here's where I went wrong. Here's how I can do better. Even within your relationships, friendships, if somebody does not mesh well with you, it's okay to move on. Like make mistakes of having the incorrect friends so you can have the right friends. Make mistakes of partying out every night so you can stop partying out every night, so you're not missing out when somebody say, oh, I'm going out tonight. It's okay, bro. I already had my fun when I was 18 years old. Make those mistakes. It doesn't have to be investment or you're investing all your money in crypto and stocks, although current generation is more interested in that sort of activity. Make the mistakes of playing the game 24 hours. Make those type of mistakes. It's very important to learn from those, and it doesn't always have to be you doing some sort of business venture. That also counts. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset, go out there. Make those mistakes that will fine-tune your business skills, your entrepreneurial skills, if that's what you're into. If you're into sports, and you want to make it to the NBA and you didn't make it to the NBA, go out there, make some other mistakes, like try coaching, try starting your own league. Like if that doesn't work, you will learn something that will propel you towards something else. And the whole thing is toward making mistakes is to find something that propels you for your next thing. So next time you encounter this, you have the moment that says, oh man, I encountered this before. So now you are better prepared for this mistake or for this error. The number one thing that I wish I learned and which I'm implementing is making more mistakes. I'm learning quickly, I'm failing quickly. Even this video that you're watching right now is me making more mistakes because I'm a very private person and I wouldn't have recorded this before. But I learned that I have to in order for me to build a relationship with the viewers that are watching, I have to be more vulnerable. They have to know the real me. Like, what have I experienced? I can't just be shallow, just putting out these informations and be shallow about myself. I am telling you these real experiences. This is my journal. These are my journals that I am recording, that I've made in the past. Just recording it, just keeping it. Number 2, you don't have to be perfect. I recently, which is why I have my journal in my hand, I recently sat down with the CFO at the current organization that I work in. And one of the things that I was happy to learn is even at his high level of being an executive, he put a lot of emphasis on you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be an expert at everything. He very clearly explained that, hey, I don't have all the expertise. I don't have all the answers. That's why I surround myself all the other people that make me stronger. I have a breadth of knowledge on things and I can apply it to ask the correct questions and make the proper decisions. Same things apply in your life. And it goes right back to making mistakes. For me personally, that's what I had life messed up on. And it held me back from even starting like a real personal YouTube channel because I wanted to be an expert at everything that I speak about. Like if I talk about IT, I wanted to be the most expert of expert square. You know, I wanted to be the guy. Like you don't have to be. A lot of people on YouTube, now that I've learned that knowledge, what I realize is a lot of the people on YouTube, they're not expert. What they are good at though is communicating information that they do know. They do research before they do these videos. What I had messed up before is I wanted to do videos like this, sort of like I know the information so well that I don't need to do research on it. But that's not real life. Even in school, like if you're writing a paper, you need to do research prior to that paper. You don't have to be an expert at everything that you do. Surround yourself with people who are expert in the same field or people who with different expertise in different areas that you can count on. Marketing, I suck at marketing. I suck at anything that has to do with presenting myself in front of the camera. But I'm getting better though. I'm practicing. I'm making the mistakes, but I do have a friend whose whole thing is marketing. He loves marketing. So, you know, every time I talk to him, I try to get ideas. Oh, what's working? What have you been doing? Oh man, I'm watching. I'm learning. I'm watching videos from other people. What they're doing? What's working? Like I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert at editing. Like if you're watching this, you clearly see that I don't know how to edit well, but I am doing it anyways. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an expert at that. I'm not an expert video editor, like storyteller. But long story short, you don't have to be an expert. Just you can be an enthusiast at something and still be good enough to get you to the next level. And if you keep exploring things, you try something new, your brain make a new connection, you can become an expert in that new thing. You never know. Even if you're pursuing, let's say me personally, like pursuing IT, that was my thing. Like, oh man, I wanna put my hand in the, in the dirt, you know what I'm saying? I wanna fix the things manually with my hands. I wanna work with the people. But then I realized I have the knack to lead. I wanna be an executive in the future, just by experimenting and just putting myself out there more, by speaking to other people, by speaking with other departments. You get to learn those things about yourself. I'm not an expert at communication. Like I don't even know how to talk properly. You can hear my accent, but I still put myself out there, make those mistakes, and I'm learning from them. Number 3 is sort of personal, but this is about me. This is 3 things that I wish I knew earlier. Dress nice, but nobody cares. Like literally nobody cares about your designer brands that you wear. If you're looking back there, you'll see a whole bunch of shoes. Like I bought a whole bunch of shoes. I am very into shoes. Buy things that you like and that you enjoy. The perfect way that I've heard it said is, if no one ever saw you wear these shoes, would you still wear them? Would you still be happy? Like the designer clothes that you are buying, the Louis, the Gucci or whatever, if no one ever saw you outside with the Gucci, if you're not trying to impress anyone with the Versace, would you still wear them? Would it bring you contentment? Would it still make you happy? If it does, well, go ahead, go buy that. Like if you have the money, like even if you put it on a credit card, if it makes you happier, go ahead. Like I'm not here to, this video is not about giving you financial advice. But if it's on the opposite end of, I just want to dress nice and fly so I can impress don't do it, bro. Those same shorties, they don't care. Like if you look around their history, they're not dating guys always wearing Gucci and Versace. Why do you have to do it? Like the other thing is, like I've made that mistake personally. Before I live in this apartment, I am blessed. I am paying like $1,000 for this apartment, which is honestly right now you can find it. Like it's a 1,000 square foot as well. Like a 1-bedroom. I'm single, so I don't need like a freaking mansion. But before here, I was living in those like scammy apartments that are selling you a dream of like new build and luxury and blah 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 and all of that fancy stuff, movie theater and pool and gym. I fell for it because I wanted to impress myself or feel good about myself, which is a good cause still. But I realized after 1 year of living there, I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel more motivated. I didn't feel more elevated. In fact, I will say that me living in a cheaper place, I was close to paying like $1,700 for the other apartment, and I could arguably say I am happier now because I'm saving more money. Who wouldn't be happier with that? So I'm just saying, I put that point in there as something that I've learned, that story, because nobody cares about the fancy stuff that you are rocking. Long story short, if it makes you feel good, buy it. Brings your self-esteem up, buy it. But if you are wearing it because you want to impress others, don't do it. The same thing with me for the apartment. I thought it would make me feel better. Like, oh man, I'm living in this expensive apartment, blah blah blah. I know it's not that expensive. Okay, relax. I know I'm not paying $3-4 grand, $10,000 a month. Still me living within my budget. It still matter in the context of what I'm saying. That's a mistake that I made. It goes back to my number one point. That's a mistake that I made that I probably won't make again. Like, I won't go live in a super fancy apartment when I can live somewhere that's cheaper, that still has all the things that I need. Yes, I don't have a community room, no movie theater. The AC sometimes doesn't work. The water heater just broke. Like literally a couple days ago, I had to take a very cold shower. Like, you know what I'm saying? The wood be creaking. Somebody literally got shot. The apartment next door. Like, this is no joke. This literally happened. I'm still very happy living here, happier than when I was paying more money living in a safer neighborhood with everything very close by. Let me know what have you learned? What secret have you learned so far? At what age? Help me grow, help me learn. If this video was helpful to you, hope you share it with somebody else. Hope you have a good day. Peace.